back to Mina's Mortuary. This is just a quick update video that I want to give regarding my last video, and then also some future videos that I want to do. Since you guys really like the Hellstar Remina manga video, I wanted to respond to a few comments from there, and then also tell you about some stuff that I have in the pipeline coming up. So uh, first thing I'll say, just things in the pipeline. I do have some Attack on Titan videos that I want to put up. A couple of them were posted originally on my other channel, so they're already edited, which is great because I'm going to be out the last 2 weeks of this month and I won't be able to edit or upload anything. So, a couple of those I can go ahead and put them up, probably change around the thumbnails for you. But then I have more Attack on Titan videos because I've addressed several like fan theories that I want to talk about. Another show that I have videos not ready to upload, but like ready to edit. They've already been recorded and I want to put on the channel is Young Sung Creature, which is a K-drama horror that is on Netflix. So I have a few videos on that, breaking down the plot, the characters, the story, the history, the horror, all of those different things. So I'm super excited over the next, couple months, maybe even 3 months, to really present that to you guys. Because again, I just love horror. So yeah, so those are some things I have in the pipeline. I've also done a video on, I also have recorded videos talking about the Belko experiment and the movie Mayhem. And so I just have to get around to putting those up as well. So I have several things that I'm just ready to talk about, but it's like, as always, more new things keep coming up. Like I'm watching them now. I'm going to try to figure out a way to watch from. So I'm super excited about the different things that we're going to talk about on this channel. And I hope you guys are super excited about it too. Sadie is also super excited to bomb every video that I make because she just can't help it. She hears my voice and she has to go and shut me up with kisses and snuggles. But yeah, so I'm super excited about the different videos that I have. If there are particular manga or shows or movies that you guys would be interested in me covering on the channel, please do let me know in the comments. Some stuff I might have already seen and I just didn't make a video about it. So I'm happy to rewatch, reread things and then talk about on the channel. With regards to some of the comments that I saw previously, so a lot of y'all had certain feelings about the way I spoke about Tomie, and I'm gonna tell you right now, your feelings, okay, is subjective, right? So I don't know you for sure, but I'm assuming that the concept of Tomie is always supposed to be a sympathetic character, and the male characters were always supposed to be the villains. That's something that I've seen. One, as I become an adult, right? Because when I'm an adult looking back, I'm like, whoa. And Ito Junji's an adult as well, so that could very well be what he was thinking. But two, I did not really see that shift in perspective with Tomie until like a few years ago. Because I remember back when I was reading about her back in like high school, I couldn't find no videos on Tomie at all, like on Ito Junji's manga at all. Like at the very most, I might find like an obscure video that had like 20 views and it was trying to introduce you to the world of Junji Ito. And I know I keep saying his name frontwards and backwards. It is what it is. In Japan, he's Ito Junji, and in America, he's Junji Ito. It just, my brain switches them up depending on whatever sentence I'm saying. But it was not a lot of video essays on Tomie in particular. I did start to see a little bit more about Uzumaki, but not Tomie. And I feel like it was only recently that I would start seeing video essays about, let's really dissect Tomie. Who or what is Tomie and why? And so I saw videos where they were like, she appears to be this like supernatural being that just happens to have things happen to her, and then all of this stuff happens. And then I saw one video, I don't remember the name of it or the YouTuber, that as I was watching horror videos, it popped up, and it was a video by a woman, and it was the first time I had seen anybody talk about Tomie as a sympathetic character. It was the first time I'd ever seen that part of the discourse. And it wasn't recent, but I'd say probably like 2, 3 years ago, maybe. That was the first time I saw people talk about her like she is not the problem. Everything else it's always been she's this ethereal supernatural beauty that drives men insane. And the reason that I say that and I hold on to that is because Tomie is actually a trope in herself. And this idea that a woman could be so beautiful that she could drive men mad is not a new thing. It's not unique. And then I think Tomie started like in the 80s, right? It wasn't even unique then. You know, this idea that a woman could be so beautiful that men would be willing to do anything for her, including kill for her, you know. And the only difference between her and other stories that I've seen like her was their tendency to always end the story by killing her. But even in the communities, the social media communities that I'm in when it comes to Issa Junji's work, Tomie is still seen as this, she's just a supernatural beauty. She's like, oh, we're all so obsessed with Tomie. We love Tomie. Tomie appreciation post. Like, people are obsessed with her as a symbol of unnatural, unstoppable beauty. And you see that level of toxicity even in Japanese culture, where there was a true crime story I saw. I forget the name of that channel, but it's the Asian woman who does like, sometimes she does mukbangs and sometimes she just talks about true crime. But of the hostess who killed her boyfriend, who was also a hostess or a host, and everybody was like, even though she had committed a crime and tried to kill, everybody's like, but she's so beautiful. I love yanderes. Like, da 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 da. Like, that obsession with a deadly, beautiful woman has been around for a long time. Now, what I think that video I saw called out, and the reason why I called out, I said what I said about teenage girls in Hellstar Remina, was the fact that Tomie throughout all of this stuff is a teenage girl. And really in the earlier manga, that's more apparent because she's a high schooler, right? But there are plenty other manga where she's presented as if she's supposed to be some kind of grown woman. Like she's older, like she's aged, but she's still young and beautiful. We even see this in the show Girl from Nowhere, which is something I would love to cover as well. The idea that even though she is permanently a teenager, when she is seen by older people, they just assume she must be just a beautiful, youthful woman. You know what I mean? But this thing about that peak beauty of a teenager and how adult men see that and how they view that and how they behave with that, I really did not see that getting deconstructed until recently. It was always this thing of she is a supernatural, unnatural, unstoppable, beautiful creature. She is a succubus, you know, where she seduces these men into insanity. That has always been the thing about her. And even in social groups now, the way people talk about her is as if she is like just a succubus, basically. I think that when you are an adult, and in the society we live in now, where Drake's getting exposed, Diddy getting exposed, Epstein getting exposed, Trump been exposed, like the society we live in now, where we are taking a more critical lens to adult men's obsession and fetishization of teenage girls, I think is what has led us to re-examine Tomie's story and re-examine Remina's story to be like, oh no, it's actually really creepy that these grown men are after her. Because there's a lot of times where she uses the fact that these men are the way they are to her advantage, to help her further her own goals. So there are times when it seems like she is given a level of agency that we do not usually assign to teenage girls. You know, there's a story where she gets married, you know, she marries this much older man. that shouldn't even be legal if she was still being treated as a teenage girl. So when you're an adult in a society where we are readily critiquing, 25-year-olds with 17-year-olds and all of that, you look at Tomie differently. And I think that's great. I am all for reinterpreting a story. I'm all for it. That's what I love about art. That's what I love about horror. But I don't want it to seem like it's always been that and I'm just now discovering it. No, there was plenty of times when she was treated like a supernatural creature. There's even a story where she is 100% in a wrong throughout the entire story. And you can't say she's not, because she takes advantage of someone who is even younger than her and can't fight back against her. So she's not always a sympathetic character. She is not always a victim. A lot of the time she is a victim, but she is not always a victim. And there are some times where within the same story, she could be a victim and a perpetrator in the same story. And that nuance about her character is something that I love, but I recognize it was not always this way. Like reading, if you were, I wasn't alive in the 80s, but if you read this story in the 80s, the way you would have read it would have been very different than how you're reading it in the 2020s. So I just wanted to say all of that. Yeah, so super excited about the other things that I have in the pipeline. Like I said, we got Young Song Creature, we got Attack on Titan, we got Belko Experiment, Mayhem. I just have to get around to editing. It takes me hours to edit these videos, y'all. This video is going to be short, so it won't take that long, but it takes me hours to edit videos. So I got a lot of good stuff in the pipeline, but always feel free to drop comments. I keep forgetting to do it. I do it on my other channel, but I keep forgetting to do it here. I have a Ko-fi. So if you want to support me on Ko-fi, it's literally whatever you want to throw in there, just throw it in there. I have a Discord. This Discord was mainly created for my original channel. So there's going to be a lot of stuff in there about like mental health and neurodivergence, sharing funny videos, memes, asexual talk, but I also added a channel in the Discord for things related to Me News Mortuary. So if you want to hop in there, it's a very small community, but everybody's super cool and nice. I have an Instagram. The Instagram is a general Instagram, so it's kind of like more of me posting pics of the cats, me posting pics of my travels. And then I also have a Facebook page dedicated to Me News Mortuary. It is also called Me News Mortuary. And that's where I share a lot of horror memes. I share my videos. I share other people's videos. Any type of scary things I see on the internet, like scary short stories or scary Facebook reels or whatever, I like to share on that channel as well. So I think it's a good time. So I post all these links. Some of them are posted on my on the page, and I'll post them in the description as well for you guys. But yeah, so again, I'll be out for the last 2 weeks of this month, so you might not see anything from me. If you do, even better. If you don't, it's okay. I have a lot going on in life right now, but I definitely have big plans for this channel, and I really, really appreciate all of the views and the likes and the comments that I've been getting recently, and all of the support that I've been getting from everybody. It really means a lot because I really am passionate about horror. I've always loved horror of any kind, so having a community of people that I get to discuss that with is more than I can ever ask for. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.